I'm Tina McDonald, artist in residence with Imagine Crafts. For today's project, we're going to be upcycling toilet paper rolls to create a fun mini album. We're going to be using a variety of techniques and a variety of products. So let's get started. Start with several toilet paper rolls, all the same size. Depending on how many pages you want in your mini album, that is how many rolls you'll want. So I've gone ahead and flattened them, and I've used a brayer to help me get them nice and smooth. Then I've also used a bone folder along the edges to give it a nice even crease. You could also run them through a die cutting machine to flatten them more. Then go ahead and trim some watercolor paper, and we're going to wrap our rolls using watercolor paper. This is going to be great for adding our inks and our texture sprays too. So we're going to adhere this down with a nice firm adhesive. Now we're ready to play with some techniques. For the first one, I've decided to cover the surface of the watercolor paper with inks. So I've used the Jumbo Dauber and the Bahama Blue to give some nice circular looks, as well as blend the edges a bit as well. Then I'm going to add a little bit more of the circles using the pistachio from Memento. So now I've got a two-tone color. Next, I'm going to add the cantaloupe color from Memento onto this Viva Las Vegas stamps, beautiful, beautiful stamp. And then instead of stamping the stamp onto the toilet paper roll, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to just place the toilet paper roll onto my stamp, and that'll give us a really pretty look to it. Now to blend this all together, I'm using a touch of Summer Sky. Now I wanted to add a little bit of contrast, so I'm going to add some black tuxedo from the Memento Luxe collection, and I'm going to use it on this fun stamp from Stampendous. And I'm going to do it on both sides, just partial circles, on the top and on the bottom. And we'll finish it up with a little bit of a script stamp just over the entire surface. And then we're going to flip this over and repeat all of this on the opposite side as well. For the second page in our album, we're going to be using some fireworks sprays. I have the Bahama Blue and the Bamboo Leaves, and we're just going to spray almost in a strip with the green, the Bamboo Leaves, and then the Bahama Blue to cover the remaining surface. And then we're going to let this dry. Then, using my Irresistibles in Wedding Dress, I'm going to just put some splats over the surface. I love this technique. Now let's dry it a little bit before we continue on. Now I'm going to squirt some of the Bahama Blue Irresistibles onto the top portion of this and allow it to run down. And I'm going to use my heat gun to help these run and to dry. I love the look of the running texture spray. Now, using a stencil from Crafter's Workshop and my Memento Luxe ink, once again in Tuxedo Black, we're going to add a little bit of this hexagon print chicken wire. And then once again, we're going to ink the edges. We're going to do this in the Tuxedo Black. And then we're going to flip this over and repeat it on the opposite side, as we did in our first one. And for our third and final technique for today, we're going to use another stencil and our creative medium. And I'm going to apply a nice thick layer of this over the entire surface of our watercolor paper, which is on our toilet paper roll. Then I'm going to spritz it with the Bamboo Leaves, as well as the Bahama Blue from the fireworks. I'm doing this in line so it gives a really, really neat look. Remove the stencil and allow this to dry. Then we're going to stamp this beautiful flowers onto the sides. So we're going to ink just the sides of our stamp, as I'm going to show you here. And then we're going to do the stamping on the left side first, and then we're going to add a touch of it to the right side. And this is both done using the black tuxedo from the Memento Luxe. So once again, ink up the opposite side of the stamp, and we're going to stamp on the right side. Now all of these pieces are now ready to be embellished. Thanks so much for watching today's video. I hope you've been inspired to upcycle something you have laying around the house. For more project ideas, please visit Imagine Crafts on Facebook, Pinterest, and at imaginecrafts.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.